Good day everybody, welcome back to a brand new YouTube video, and today I'm going to be talking about shooting on VHS in the year 2023/24. So let's get right into it. So what is it like shooting on VHS? Well, it depends on what you're actually doing. If you're dubbing your digital footage to VHS and then just capturing back, then it's not going to be really different whatsoever. But if you did what I've done, and if you used a camcorder, like what I've actually done, then it's a lot different. So what is it like? So first of all, the camera is absolutely massive, but it does look really nice. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So the other thing that I've also really noticed with shooting with VHS, particularly with like the big huge sling over cameras, is that there isn't any menu settings on the camera whatsoever, which I find a bit strange, and that's a bit different if you're picking on and putting down. But I guess it's not a bad thing whatsoever. You are still able to, do a decent amount with the camera regarding focus and all type of stuff. And also I really like the slow zoom that it's able to get. Alright guys, so another thing that I've also really noticed when shooting on a VHS camera is that the low light sensitivity on these cameras are not going to be really that great whatsoever. And that is definitely true with my camera. I've actually once tried to film in the studio like what I'm doing right now with the camera, but it turned out absolutely horrific because the low light sensitivity isn't too good on the cameras, and that's pretty typical of these cameras. What do you kind of expect though? It's a vintage camera that came out in like the 90s, so I guess it's alright, I guess. Also, by the way, I feel like this is extremely important, but the VHS camera that I have is the Panasonic AG170. I forgot to mention that in the video, so I'm actually mentioning it right now. So yeah, alright, enjoy the rest of the video. Bye. So now, how is the quality on VHS? Well, it's not too bad. It's definitely not as good as this HD footage right here, but I really like the way it looks. And so what I'm gonna do right now is that I'm actually gonna show you guys some clips that I've shot on VHS, and yeah, enjoy. Alright guys, so I've actually just gotten done showing you guys the footage that came from VHS / that was shot on the VHS camera. And how is the footage? Well, it definitely does have that extremely vintage look, which I really like, and the quality isn't too bad either. Also, by the way, I don't know if you guys have actually noticed this before, but I am shooting this outro on VHS, so I guess that's pretty cool. I don't know. So what is it like shooting on this camera? Well, it's not too bad, to be brutally honest. You actually have a decent amount of controls that I actually really like, and makes it a lot easier to shoot with this camera. First of all, it has this like little macro mode, and you could actually use the zoom lever to change the focus smoothly. And also, the lens on this camera isn't too bad either. You could get really good looking bokeh with it, and it's actually a pretty good lens, and also it zooms in a decent amount as well. I guess somebody decided to drive by now. Yes. Anyway, like I said though, the lens on this camera isn't too bad either. Also, one thing that I really find extremely impressive about this is that the autofocus isn't too bad, and this thing also has an external microphone jack, which I find really sweet. Even my modern camera doesn't even have an external microphone jack, so I guess that's something. And it's also really hard to get shaky footage out of the camera because the camera is absolutely massive. This thing is the size of my head. I'm not even kidding you guys whatsoever. Now, would I recommend shooting on VHS in the year 2023/24? Well, it depends. First of all, if you want something that is going to be crisp and clear, then I would absolutely not recommend it whatsoever. But if you want a vintage look like this, then I would absolutely recommend it. Another thing that I've also really noticed that really isn't that good about shooting on VHS is that you have to capture the footage, and you have to wait until you can capture the footage. And what I mean by that is that if your footage is like, I don't know, let's say like 2 or 3 hours long, then you have to wait 2 or 3 hours to capture the footage. Also, a lot of times these cameras do not have good batteries that come with them, which is really annoying. My camera actually has that issue as well, and it's literally hooked up to the wall right now, which is, I guess, really irritating because then you can't really go anywhere with it. But yeah, any other guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you liked it, and yeah, catch you guys right on the next one.